Witcher 3 is, as we all know, an amazing, awesome, pretty much perfect game, and the DLCs do not fall behind. Hearts of Stone is the underrated one, unfortunately. Hearts of Stone has probably the most compelling story in the game. I love it so much. New perfect characters, a new part of the map, almost new perks for the armors, and much more. The story is 10ish hours, that for DLC is perfect, and one of this quality even better. So, let's go to the story of Hearts of Stone. The story starts with Geralt taking on a contract to eliminate a monster in the sewers of Oxenford, and it is offered by the mysterious Olgierd von Everec, who is one of the main characters of the DLC. Geralt then goes to the sewers and to his surprise encounters Shani, the love interest of the DLC, and one of the love interests in The Witcher 1, who was helping some soldiers in a fight against this monster. Reaching the lair, we are ready for the fight against the beast Toad Prince, who is undoubtedly one of the hardest bosses in the game. In my first playthrough, I had to put a bit of an effort to get through this guy. But now, with what I know of the game, with my potions, my armors, my decoctions, it wasn't that hard. Still a tough fight though. As Geralt falls unconscious with the venom, he sees that Toad was actually a man who was cursed. While that happened, a group of Ulfjeri men entered the lair and kidnapped Geralt. Here, Geralt learns that the Toad was actually an Ulfjeri prince, and hence enters our savior, Gaunter O'Dimm, Master Mirror, Man of Glass, whatever. He is one of the best characters in this game. Gaunter O'Dimm offers to help Geralt escape in exchange of a future favor, and with little choice, Geralt accepts. And so, from nowhere, the ship Geralt was sinks and he escapes with life, but still has to kill the Ulfjeri, that without armor can be quite the challenge. After this, Geralt has to meet Gaunter O'Dimm in the crossroads, to which is obvious it's not a normal Witcher contract. And this is just incredible. The setup is so good. Gaunter, right at midnight, explains he made a deal with Olgierd, and Olgierd doesn't keep his part of the deal. This dialogue shows just how powerful Gaunter O'Dimm is with his words. He uses them as his weapons, and we learn that Gaunter O'Dimm still owes Olgierd 3 more wishes, but he can't fulfill them. That's why he needs Geralt. And clearly, this situation is not as clear as it seems. There's much more depth in this bit, but Geralt only has one choice. Arriving at Olgierd's house, we see it on fire, so clearly something's off. There's a fight that can happen between Geralt and Olgierd, in which Geralt wins. The fight is only to show that Olgierd is immortal, thanks to his pact with Gaunter O'Dimm. And in this conversation we learn a lot about what Gaunter O'Dimm is really about. Olgierd is immortal, sure, but there are consequences, to which we'll see later. And the Toad Prince was cursed by Olgierd. So these two are not that pure of heart. But why are we here? We have the 3 wishes. First is, we need to find Olgierd's brother and give him the time of his life. Only one problem, the brother is dead. Second wish is to bring Olgierd Maximilian Borsodi's house. And the third wish will be revealed after these 2 are completed. The feeling of venturing into this world of The Witcher once again to complete what seems impossible feels great. I think the idea of being stuck in an almost impossible situation is perfect. For the first task, we need to go to the von Everec family crypt to summon Olgierd's brother, Vlodimir, and we'll do it with Shani, who ends up inviting us to a wedding, but I'm faithful to Yen, I promise. Not counting Kira Metz, that was one very specific time. So, we head out and finally summon Vlodimir. Now, for him to have the time of his life, we need to find him a body, but not wanting to wait, he goes right for Geralt. And this gives the quest a completely new twist. Hearing Vlodimir von Everec talk with Geralt's voice is very weird. This quest is very entertaining, even more if you do all you can at the wedding. But let's not forget, Gaunter O'Dimm appears at the wedding, and he knows Vlodimir is in Geralt's body. And in this dialogue we learn that the brothers loved each other, that Olgierd still visits Vlodimir's grave, and Gaunter warns him that his time is short. And in the rest of the night, Vlodimir actually enjoys himself, and writes a letter for Olgierd as proof the first wish was completed. Now, Vlodimir doesn't want to head back to his crypt, but Gaunter O'Dimm asserts his dominance and tortures him, until he disappears, to which I assume his crypt. But with this guy, you never know. This quest is something you don't often see in The Witcher. It is really great. We now head out to Oxenford to meet Olgierd, and of course, talk about the most important thing. Oh no, Geralt, fuck!
You ever play Gwent?
An immortal who
demands you fulfill 3 wishes, and you've the gall to propose a round of Gwent.
Afraid to lose? No problem. I'll find someone else.
Believe that's the worst wind-up I've ever heard. Lay out your cards.
After this great game of Gwent, we head out the ladder to Olgierd and prove the first wish is done, and we head out to the Borsodi auction house to get an audience with Horst Borsodi. After some guards not wanting to let us in, Vimy Vivaldi appears and saves us in this situation. Already in the auction, this is very different from everything in The Witcher. We are presented to 3 new characters: the Countess, who sells my favorite armor looking wise in the game, the Viper armor, and we also have a very touching moment where the Countess asks about Vlodimir, who she once knew, and Geralt gives her the bad news. We also meet Robert Hilbert, a man who made his fortune in the most dangerous, wild, vicious, savage way with Gwent, and of course I won against him. And the last character, Jaromir, an art dealer, and with his tips we can actually buy a very valuable painting. In the actual auction you can buy this or that, but nothing really important. Finally we meet Horst Borsodi, and while asking of Maximilian Borsodi's house, he kicks us out in quite the aggressive way, and the guy all in black outside the auction asks Geralt for a partnership to do a heist to Borsodi's vault. He asks us to meet him in a house where a herbalist lives. There he explains his plan and the need for other people to help him in the heist, 1 to reach the top of the tower and 1 to break into the vault. Here we have a choice to do, who we want in our team. I chose the ones who seem more capable. After assembling the team, we hear the plan.
The Borsodi's auction house, its vault. That's our target. Eveline, you'll enter through the tower when the patrol rounds this corner. Drop us a line. We have to be inside within 5 minutes, is that enough?
It's plenty.
Splendid. Once we're all in the tower, we'll proceed to the auction house. Shouldn't see any guards inside. If we do, we'll have Geralt and his blades. Then, downstairs to the vault. Casimir blows the vault door. We go in, take the loot, disappear out the back through a secret passage. I've said my piece. Any questions?
All good and fine, except what if something goes wrong? Seriously.
You're on your own. We all are.
Some guards find us and we have to gain some time with our choices. With the vault now open, we can confront Horst Borsodi, and turns out that the man who orchestrated the plan is none other than Ewald Borsodi, the brother of Horst Borsodi, which makes this different. We have to choose between the brothers, and even though he lied, I chose Ewald, just cause I hate Horst Borsodi a bit more. This ends up with Borsodi dead, but then there's a problem. Ewald doesn't let Geralt get what he wants, and I said, fuck it.
Dumb, but have it your way. Let's make this quick before the soldiers get down here.
They are both dead and we get Maximilian Borsodi's house. That's it, the second wish done. This mission is very awesome, honestly brilliant, and we prove it to Olgierd. And now it's just one more wish. But first...
Wouldn't have asked if I wasn't.
Ha! Cheeky as ever. My family, they took on some debt. A poor investment in a sawmill. A bad crop one year. A lawsuit lost. You know how it is. When it rains, it pours. We needed but a few weeks to recover, but Horst Borsodi had acquired our debt. All of it. Demanded it be repaid immediately. I pleaded. I begged. I tore open my shirt at his threshold. Ugh, it was like talking to a wall. I went to the auction. Saw those perfumed pricks buy my father's sword. My mother's death mask, my brother's horse tack. Ah, Horst earned a pretty pile selling our mementos.
No surprise the animosity you feel for him.
That was but the start. My Iris's parents learned of my family's misfortune, and our betrothal was no more. They found her another suitor, one from beyond the sea. The anger I felt, I thought I'd gone mad. Went to the tavern, drank a round, a second, a broad, then had another tankard. And then, I asked the wrong bloke for help.
What happened then?
What happened then, Witcher, was one big stinking pile of shite.
This gives us a more in-depth insight of Olgierd, his real reason to work with Gaunter. It's sad and tragic. We see that he wants to be a different man, but now it's time for the third wish.
Aye, aren't you stubborn? Fine. Listen well. I had a wife once. The day I saw her last, I gave her a rose, a violet one. Bring me that bloom. Wouldn't mind reminding myself what it looks like.
Seems simple, but after doing the first two, of course it wasn't. Arriving at the Von Everec Manor, you can already feel something different. The tone, atmosphere, there's nothing quite like it. So Geralt investigates and finds the caretaker. Chills. Literal chills. This thing here is just so creepy, but fortunately not that hard. The fight was very interesting and I love the ambience, but after defeating him we are introduced to our new friends.
Who are you two?
Clearly not animals. Think of us as friends of the house.
They're friendly, and in this house I'm happy something is. They show us around the house and that Iris is upstairs, and clearly she doesn't want us here. Doors shutting, furniture being thrown, noises, creepy things. This wraith here is a cool breath of fresh air for the spiritual boss fights. Really cool. We then find Iris's corpse. We have to bury her in hope to find the rose. Some magical things here and there, and she is summoned. We follow her and we have to enter this artistical, magical world. And this set piece is very interesting, with it being all in the style of a painting. In this world we see Iris' memories, and we have to repair them in order to evoke her. As we progress, we see some of her fears, and we get an insight on her marriage with Olgierd. From the happy couple to the descent of Olgierd, the start of him losing his heart. We see the monster he became, while trying to undo the pact with Gaunter, from killing Iris' father and even imprisoning her. And we finally confront Iris' biggest fear, Olgierd von Everec. This is pure Witcher. Not only the fight is cool, but there is no wrong or right. You see both sides, and you feel for both. The only pure evil here is the devil, the Mirror Master, Gaunter O'Dimm. We finally find Iris and take the rose to free her and the two friends we made. After this, we go to meet Olgierd, but who's there? Gaunter O'Dimm, and he stops time right in front of our eyes. This is perfect. The writing, the presence of Gaunter is really unsettling. It's perfect.
Who are you really?
Gaunter O'Dimm, also known...
Not what I'm asking. You're not human, that's clear. So what are you? A demon? A djinn?
Do you really wish to know?
Yes.
No, Geralt. You don't. This one time I shall spare you and not grant your wish. All who have learned my true name are now either dead or have met an even worse fate. Yet I still need you.
We learn he sure wants to keep the deal until the end, but before leaving, he makes sure to be himself.
That was the last time you interrupted me while I was talking to someone.
With all done, the time is here. We meet Olgierd at the temple of Lilvani. This entrance Gaunter makes is just creepy, but pure Gaunter O'Dimm.
What? No. We had a pact. The moon is there. There! Not here.
I gave you what you wished for. Here, on the moon, our contract you fulfilled.
Horse. You cheated me.
I never cheat.
After everything I've learned during the wishes, I chose to save Olgierd. And so, Geralt challenges Gaunter O'Dimm to a riddle. If we win, we keep our souls. If the devil wins, he keeps our souls.
The riddle. Let me hear it.
To all things and men I appertain, and yet by some am shunned and disdained. Fondle me and ogle me till you're insane. But no blow can harm me, cause me pain. Children delight in me, elders take fright, fair maids rejoice and spin. Cry and I weep, yawn and I sleep, smile and I shall grin.
What was that supposed to be?
You tell me, what am I?
The riddle is here, and as we all know, Master Mirror, Man of Glass, so it has something to do with reflection, mirrors. Using art, we solve it. Water comes through, and this time we cast Gaunter. As he is defeated, he says something in an unfamiliar language.
Be gone. You've lost.
In the end, Geralt and Olgierd talk about his pact with Gaunter, and Geralt explains that now Olgierd is safe and has his second chance. And as a gift for Geralt, he gives him his sword Iris, and we are done. Hearts of Stone is so good. Olgierd and Gaunter O'Dimm have some of the best writing in the game. Gaunter O'Dimm for me is honestly one of my favorite villains ever. It is a perfect DLC. It brings many new things to this world that was already so full and awesome. If you like this, please subscribe and leave a like. And thank you.